Good morning, students. Last session we discussed marginal efficiency of capital, and also we discussed what are the factors influencing marginal efficiency of capital. Last class we discussed the short run factors and long run factors for affecting marginal efficiency of capital, and today we are going to discussing the marginal efficiency of investment and the difference between marginal efficiency of capital and marginal efficiency of investment, and the new concept multiplier. Now we are going to discussing the marginal efficiency of investment. It is very small concept, but it is very important concept. Marginal efficiency of investment is the expected return on investment as an additional unit of investment are made under specified condition and over period of time. This is the meaning. Okay, marginal efficiency of investment is the expected return from the additional unit. That means one unit extra investment made under the condition and over a period of time. Normally we are calculated as a 1 year. When the cost of borrowing from financial institution, money lenders, friends, other countries, the cost of borrowing is high, the business are less motivated because maximum profit going to the pay the interest, so the profit is very less. So the businessman or business is less motivated to borrow money to make investment in the different project. So when the interest rate is high or cost of borrowing is high, the entrepreneur, businessman, even a country, they will reduce the investment at reduce the cost of the another project, because the high cost of borrowing reduces the profit, because maximum profit is going to pay the interest. Only the cost of borrowing is high, the profit is very less. Next we will move to what are the difference between marginal efficiency of capital and marginal efficiency of investment, in short form MEC and MEI. So we will discuss marginal efficiency of capital. Marginal efficiency of capital, it is based on the given supply price for capital. That means the price of capital, the value of capital. But in the marginal efficiency of investment, it is based on the induced change in the price due to change in the demand for capital. So the demand for capital, it will induce the change in the price of the capital. Okay, induced changes in the price due to change in the demand for capital. When the demand is more, automatically we will forced to pay the high interest rate. So this high interest rate will add to the price of the goods and services. That is the induced change in the price level. Listen carefully. Induced, we forced to increase the price because the interest rate is high for our investment. And the second point is the marginal efficiency of capital represent the rate of return all the successive unit of capital. The rate of return we get from our capital, that means profit, without regard existing capital. We already own the capital, already we have the capital, already we have the machinery, already we have the building. But when we are increase the capital, what amount of return we will get back from one unit of additional capital, that is marginal. Marginal means additional. Okay, marginal means additional. What are the amounts we will get back from additional one unit of investment? That is marginal efficiency of capital. But marginal efficiency of investment shows the rate of return, and just rate of return for the units of capital over and above the existing capital goods. So it is also same meaning. So already we have one machinery and another one machinery we need. So that additional machinery, how much rate of return we will get with the help of the additional investment, that is marginal investment. And the third point is the capital stock taken on the x-axis of the diagram. The capital stock, for example, if you draw the diagram, the x-axis, O x-axis is known as capital stock, and O y-axis return rate of return. Here the capital stock is drawing in the O x-axis. But the amount of investment and taken in the y-axis for MEI. The amount of investment is taken on OY line, OY x-axis. Sorry, OY axis, the amount of investment in taken on the OY axis in the diagram. And the marginal efficiency of capital is known as stock capital. Stock means constant. Already we have. But in the marginal efficiency of investment is known as flow concept. Flow means, for example, flow chart. The interest rate will low or high according to the condition of the business. It is known as the flow chart. But in the stock means constant. And the marginal efficiency of capital means it determines the optimum capital stock. Optimum means maximum. Maximum capital stocks in the economy throughout the country with the minimum level of interest rate. But in the marginal efficiency of investment is determines the net investment. Net investment means after the paying wages, coolie for the laborer, after getting the profit for the businessman, and the remaining amount is known as net investment of the country or economy. At each interest rate is given capital stock. It is known as optimum capital. It is known as net investment. We will move to the important concept is known as multiplier. Multiplier was first introduced by R.F. Kahn, but later it will rewrite by J.M. Keynes in 1936. Most of the modern theories are written by J.M. Keynes during the 1936. The multiplier is defined as the ratio of changes in the national income to the national investment. So because national income means total value of goods and services, and national income is helped to increase the country's investment. So the ratio of changes in the national income to the changes in the national investment. If delta I or changes in the income, delta I means changes in the investment, changes in the investment stand for increase in the investment. And delta Y stands for, delta Y means income. Delta Y stands for the result of increase in the national income. So the ratio changes in the national income due to the changes in the investment. The symbolically, the K is the symbol of multiplier. K is the symbol of multiplier. K is equal to delta Y divided by delta I. Delta Y means changes in the income due to changes in the investment, and delta Y is the result from the delta I. Okay, when income changes in the income, it will happen changes in the investment, it will affect changes in the income. It is known as multiplier, and it is also known as investment multiplier. And next we will move to the assumptions of multiplier. The first assumption is there is changes in the autonomous investment. Due to the national income increases, the government will extend or reduce the autonomous investment. Autonomous investment means the investment by the government for welfare of the people. For example, construction, school, colleges, hospital, bridges, transport, communication, etc. So there is definitely changes in the autonomous investment when there is changes in the national income. And the second point is there is no induced investment, because induced investment means investment made for getting profit, but in the multiplier concept there is no induced investment. Government may not invest any investment in the business for making profit. And the third one is the marginal propensity to consume is constant. MPC is constant for multiplier. And the fourth one is consumption is a function of current income. So consumption is a function of CY. Consumption is a function of Y. That means The consumption is function of current income. What income we will get currently, it will determine the consumption function. And the fifth one is there are no time lags in the multiplier process. Time lag means there is no gap between one investment to another investment, okay, or there is no gap between time gap between income changes, immediately consume, so there is no time lag. And the sixth one is consumer goods are available to response the effective demand for them. So consumer goods are available for sacrificing or fulfill their consumers effective demand. And the seventh one is there is a closed economy. Closed economy means the country is not welcoming any other investment made by the foreign countries, or the country is fully closed. There is no foreign country barring foreign businessmen, foreign entrepreneurs is not allowed to enter into the country. That is closed economy. And the eighth one is there are no changes in the prices. Price is constant for all the commodities, all the goods and services. And the ninth one is there is less than full employment level in the economy. So the unemployment is there, but less than full employment, not for full employment, only the minimum number of people employed for production activity, less than full employment. And next we will move to the marginal propensity to consume and multiplier. So it means the propensity to consume refers to the portion of income spent on consumption. For example, your income is 10,000. Among the 10,000, how much rupees the portion for example 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees, this amount, the portion of income is going to consumption side. That means the portion of income spent on consumption. Your income is 10,000. Among the 10,000, the small portion of income, 1,000 or 2,000 spent for your consumption, that is known as marginal propensity to consume. The marginal propensity to consume refers to the relationship between changes in the consumption and changes in the income. Okay, MPC is equal to delta C divided by delta Y. When your income is increasing or decreasing, it will affect the consumption. So that is MPC is equal to delta C or delta Y, or MPC is equal to changes in the consumption divided by changes in the income. The volume of multiplier depends on the MPC, that is K is equal to 1 by 1 minus MPC. So 1 by 1 minus MPC, the mathematical formula. 12th lesson we will prove with the help of mathematical economics. Yeah. Okay, next we will move to the diagram explanation. Diagram explanation for this marginal efficiency of capital. Marginal efficiency, propensity to consume and multiplier. The O x-axis represent income and O y-axis represent consumption and investment. So when the income is 500, our consumption and investment is 500. When the income is increased from 500 to 1000, our consumption and investment is also increased from 500 to 1,500 to 1,000. When the income is increases from 1,000 to 1,050, our consumption expenditure and investment is also 1,050. When the income is less than 500, our consumption and expenditure is only limited. That means like this, 100, 200. When the income is 200, our consumption is 200. When the income is 100, our consumption and expenditure is 100. That means the marginal propensity to consume and multiplier is equal to delta C divided by delta O. Any changes in the income, it will affect the consumption and investment function. And next we will move to the classification of multiplier. We have two multiplier. One is static multiplier and another one is dynamic multiplier. Students, next class we will discuss the classification of multiplier and the leakages of multiplier. And today I am very happy because many students from our class, you are asking many doubts, and I hope I clarified your doubts. And tomorrow also I have online live class. and tomorrow onwards I expect more questions from you. I'm ready to answer, and tomorrow we will meet once again in the live online class, and read all the four lessons, and note down your doubt, and you will ask your doubt without reference, without reading the book, without go through the notes. You cannot be able to ask any doubt. There is no use for online live class. Okay, and next tomorrow I am ready to face your question. You will write your question and ask the question in the live class. I will explain. Okay, and tomorrow we will meet in the Google live class. Thanking you.